let's start with this with the Prove Your Grounds. I'm going to be a little bit quiet while we slam through these first couple of games while I finish my breakfast, but we'll get into full detailed gameplay as always here in a few minutes. We hit Infinite before the last batch one, True Bob. We're rank 100. There's a video on my YouTube channel of us climbing from 81 to Infinite in less than 2 hours. Before they nerfed the bounce deck, I loaded it up and just slammed into the bots. I will not be taking deck submissions today. I don't do deck submissions on days... You know, I wonder if getting ladder matches is faster. Actually, speaking of, we'll try that. I don't do deck submissions on days after we have patches and stuff, so because there's things I wanna try rather than take viewer submissions. Any good Agatha decks for speeding 50 plus silver tickets? I mean, there aren't any good Agatha decks, but there's less bad Agatha decks. I'm actually gonna Luke Cage to the right because I want a green goblin here and then still be able to like Viper something over here in the middle. All right, I lied. There's a negative zone, so I guess we'll put Green Goblin here. Want to debris fill their stuff up. The Nova probably implies Killmonger, though. Rip.
Clear for takeoff.
The change to reserves adding gold conquest tickets was in the development category, not the coming soon, so I assume it's not coming in this batch. Also, remember, it's a pretty minimal change overall. I'm not holding my reserves, and I wouldn't recommend you hold yours. So, I think they're gonna vibe this turn because they already burned their Scarlet Witch. There's only one more turn left, so I think I'm gonna Ironheart and then Viper the Ironheart across to them. Just kind of gum them up. They're gonna save their big swing for the last turn, most likely. Well, there's no way they don't play something into Limbo, right? Copium?
Victory.
Oh, Chad, I want to share for people that don't follow me on Threads. I had an incredible night. I had an incredible night last night after the evening rolled over for splits. I got inked with Black Stardust Flare Scarlet Witch. This is an S tier split right here. It's so good. And I got a gold background rescue. Only an average border, but still solid. And that's not all. Wait, there's more. I hit a where is it? I hit a gold split on my absorbing band as well. Just in the nick of time. It's been a while since I hit that much ink and gold in a single day. Running hot.
Live from the Daily Bugle.
Queuing up with my debris deck and immediately running into back-to-back Killmonger decks is such an experience. Feels bad. No, that's not fake gold magic. Speaking of having to ban someone, Coyote Kai, my latest experience with pointing out sexism in the community on Twitter really just made me feel like that website is basically 4chan with a different logo now. It's real bad. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. Oh, I have a Carnage River here too, so that's funny. You want me to Viper? So I think the problem with Viper is that my opponent's just gonna be able to Killmonger anyways, so. And this fills him up. They have priority, which means I can't really YOLO Viper here, because if they kill Monger, I get super punished, so. I think we just vibe. Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have played Odin. I should have Odin'd last turn, so that way if they Killmongered, I would have refilled the board, and then we would have gotten them. This is +7 here for us up to 12. And it's minus infinite here for them, right? I think we actually win this, huh? Man, beating 2 Killmonger decks in a row is kind of impressive for this. I was kind of sick. We're definitely gonna play this one long enough to get a highlight. Those are two solid games to kick us off this morning. I watch a lot of Marvel Snap content on Twitch chat, and I have to say it's so sad sometimes trying to find, like, I like to steal deck ideas from wherever we can, chat. We net deck. And like, I was flipping through channels last night, and just almost every stream was just like Darkhawk with Captain Marvel added to it after the OTA. I was just like, come on, what are we doing? There's so many weird, neat things we can try right now. There's Absorbing Men, and can we not just add the one new card to the stock best deck? I just cook. It's fine. We'll cook here in the morning. I want to watch other people cook in the evenings while I'm not working.
This land is always changing.
We don't play Weird World games, chat, which is good because Ghost's actually low-key very good against us. So. Peace. I've got Gold Wong and Gold Absorbing Man in this deck. So, we're actually, speaking of gold, we're actually getting close here. When I finally push these last 67 levels up to collection level 24,000, I think we're gonna post a meme deck highlight that's just all gold-backed cards for 24K. It'll be our 24K celebration deck. All right, I'm gonna put Luke Cage over here. If it goes sideways, we can magic there. Yeah, happy to do this. We might still magic the Throner in this location that's not super good for us overall. Thoughts on the deck that I'm playing? Probably terrible, trying to figure that out. I mean, Eternity Range, I think, is low-key fine for us. Yeah, someone should TLSG in chat. He's usually got some solid deck ideas. He doesn't really stream much anymore though, is the thing. Okay, so we can't hazmat them, but we have Ironheart as a backup plan. I can still gum up the work. So we have debris into Absorbing Man debris. Would I rather deploy those here, or would I rather deploy those here? I think I'd rather deploy them here. Oh, I can't do this though because of magic. Or I can't do this and magic, I should say. It's probably fine. It's It's probably fine, Copia. Is Hazmat that good right now? Feels like people are trying to counter Luke, play Luke to counter high Evo. Well, like you said there, the key thing is feels, and I assume you're saying it feels that way because you're watching me currently play against Luke Cage, and you're a Twitch chatter who has a hard time remembering anything past the last 30 seconds. There actually is not that much high evolutionary in the metagame per the untapped stats, and anecdotally, I've not run into that much Luke Cage. We're probably dead here, but it's the ladder, so let's see the end of the game. Hit Absorbing Man! Nailed it! If this is Kitty, I believe Kitty's also 7, right? So we win here? Yeah, got him. Thank you, Ironheart. A little bit lucky there.
Victory.
Hey, thanks for the 4.5 years, Gendy. Welcome back. Appreciate that. Is Cage still in the Good Stuff Legion deck? So, the variation of Good Stuff Legion that I was advocating for plays Luke Cage, but the more common version has not been. So we can actually take a look at some numbers here real quick. I like looking at some stats in the morning. So by the numbers on the ladder, I guess it's also, this is since the 20th, right? So the problem with this snapshot is that, so this is again, let's add context to data. So the 20th was the big OTA update where they buffed magic. And this negative Surfer 7.5%, this was 15% the week after they buffed magic. So I don't think this is still 7.5%. This is just 15% coming down off of a massive high when the new cards rolled over. Probably a little bit better picture is if we look at Conquest and we look at Infinity Conquest here. This is just more recent data from the last little bit. And things that are popular in here. Thanos Control at 20% of Infinity Conquest. And the Legion Darkhawk deck at 5.5% with the stature variations here also being popular. So like, in fact, someone talked about high Evo, something that I think is noteworthy. This high Evo control deck is actually one of the worst performing high Evo variations. This particular list a little bit overperforming, but a lot of the other variations in here have lower stats than this to drag the category down to 55. Negative Surfer is also trash, by the way, for anybody wondering. Something to keep in mind about all of the stats you see on a website like this, I always like to talk about this, is that all of the win rates on every single one of these decks skews higher than the entire population average, I would wager. Because the types of people that are willing to use a deck tracker tend to be more competitive and try hard. So I would bet, and this is just an off the cuff estimate, but I would bet that all of these stats are anywhere from 4 to 7% skewed higher than the population. The Gene deck with Silk's been good for me. Yeah, I just keep not like we keep getting new card updates, and I just keep not getting a chance to feature that deck. I think that deck is very good. It's also very expensive though, so it's not super popular. Yeah, there's actually only 28 recorded games with my preferred build. I'm probably a good chunk of these, honestly. What if I look at everything? Okay, yeah, that's 170 battles. That's like getting closer to a real sample. I think this deck is very good. We got an infinity win with this build. This build has, oh, that's actually really interesting. This is a neat stat to see. I went back and forth for a little while between Gamora and Spider-Man, and those stats don't lie. Smaller sample sizes, but like still triple digits for both of them. This is significantly higher with just Gamora versus Spider-Man at the top end. Having a big stat stick here, I think, is really good. Megacorn Smack, thank you for the third of a year. Appreciate that. Welcome back. I actually think I think this is a deck I'd like to try Captain Marvel in at some point. Maybe today, maybe Monday. I want to try and sub Polaris for Captain Marvel. Could potentially be good. How'd I nerf the Darkhawk deck? I don't think the Darkhawk deck needs to be nerfed. Also, I don't know if this quantifies as a hot take. I think the Zabu Darkhawk Good Stuff deck is literally the best type of deck to have be the best deck in Marvel Snap. So if that deck is really good and popular, I think the game's in a really good spot. I talk quite frequently about how like stuff like Galactus or Professor X lockout decks, I think those decks suck to have be the best decks in Marvel Snap, but like the Darkhawk Good Stuff deck is just super honest, for lack of a better term. It's not combo killing you. It's not combo killing you. It's playing just good tech cards and just good on-rate things. I always feel like I get to play my deck against the Darkhawk deck. And like the Darkhawk deck's very good. I don't win against it all the time, so it's a strong deck, but I feel like it always lets me play a full, fun game of Marvel Snap. I think I'm gonna uninstall Twitter after seeing the garbage fire comments in your last tweet. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier, Pinkman. It literally just kind of feels like 4chan with a different logo. It's such an alt-right cesspool at this point. We're checking that one. Yeah, both the Stature Black Bolt Hawk build and there's some like Legion Hawk builds. But just like that Zabu Darkhawk style stuff. All right, everything stays on the board, I suppose. All right, Carnage, go center like the professional that you are. I'd rather have Sandman be the best deck. Yes, Threads did finally add a followers-only feed. So there's no algorithm, it's just people that you tap the follow button on, and that's definitely my primary non-video social media platform going forward. Broke 1,000 followers over there. I've been relatively happy with the Threads experience. Go mid! Ever lucky rubber ducky. They've gotta be a Killmonger deck, right? I think we're dead. I think they've gotta be a Killmonger deck. We'll see though, I suppose. Killmonger Kitty. Yeah, I mean, they haven't been managing their hand size particularly well. Hey, B-Diddles, thank you for the 2 months. Appreciate you up and welcome back. Chat, if you're looking for another Snap content creator to follow, yep, there's the Killmonger as expected. Teams is someone we've rated on occasion. They're always streaming here on the Twitch side. Be sure to tap the heart button on them there so you can know when they're live. Yeah, they got a little bit of value from their Nova. Let's do this. Just do this. We do have 7 turns. Wait, did they play Reality Stone yet? Does anybody remember if they've played Reality Stone yet? They did. Okay, so we're getting another turn here.
I am inevitable.
So I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this. But if I Odin here, it doesn't it doesn't trigger the Iron Heart because the Carnage eats the Iron Heart before Odin can trigger it, right? Yes. Okay. What if I do this turn? No, that's worse. Okay, I'm gonna do this, and then we'll spike Absorbing Man off the top and go Hazmat Absorbing Man. It's gonna be great. Interesting sequencing on the Carnage here. Oh, they're gonna null, sure. Yeah, sure. This is -4, and then it's -8, so it's only -12. We'll let them have their fun. The ladder points don't matter. Here, make your big number, opponent. Chat, as just a general note, unless you know whatever opponent I am playing. Unless you know whichever opponent I am playing against personally, let's try and use they, them pronouns when we're addressing them in my chat. Women and non-binary players do play Marvel Snap. Also, great ways to refer to our opponent is opponent, the villain, the opposition. Sweaty nerd, the antagonist. Nemesis. We're not a Shang-Chi deck, so I have to play for Gamma Lab, which is unfortunate. Or do I? Okay, probably Shuri. I'm gonna play Absorbing Man here, copying the Ironheart, and then we'll Wong, and then we'll draw Odin to Odin the Ironheart Absorbing Man on the Nexus. Perfect. Oh, I missed playing the Demon because I'm a big dumb. Apologies. Actually, not playing the Demon is better because I want more of my Ironheart triggers to go right. No, this is low-key ideal. Actually, we wanted to do thinking about it. Yeah, we want as many of our re-triggered Ironheart triggers. But how sick does this look, by the way? Gold-backed Ironheart, gold-backed Absorbing Man, gold-backed Wong. Get a little ink in here. Nice. I think we got him, chat. This is one of those things you need to think about when you're playing this deck. Like, that Ironheart that we played out normally wouldn't be very good. But because we know we're potentially setting up Wong into Odin, it has a ton of potential. Big swing. Victory. And there was some discussion earlier about, you know, is this deck playable if your opponent has Luke Cage? And just like, Ironheart is here as like a secondary thing, basically, for when your Hazmat plan isn't good. Which is nice. Nah, I always see the end of basically every game inside of Infinite Nemesis. So one of the things I think I would bet Second Dinner's metrics imply that the Infinite ranked isn't doing what they want, because one of the things on the roadmap was an Infinite rank revamp. So there's going to be some changes coming to all of that. And Samuel? Cage in the middle, because I might be setting up Ironheart Absorbing Man and stuff over here again.
This just in.
Although, maybe we need to go play the Proving Grounds or Silver to get some other games with this deck, because anecdotally our experience has been all destroyables this morning on the ladder. And I can't remember the last time we hit destroy inside of Conquest. We're just running back what we did last game. The problem is we don't have a Nexus, so like, we'd have to have Luke Cage win this center on his own, which is not impossible, but it's kind of improbable. I guess I could play the Hood middle if I wanted. That would give us more chances to put 2s here. I think Luke Cage is gonna put this center location on his back, chat. Gonna pick us up and carry us across the finish line. Well, this man literally has bullets deflect off of him. Well, I mean, they had a plan. It just wasn't enough to beat our chin. Casual, 57 and 20.
Victory.
What's the next viewer submitted stream? It depends on how big the patch is next week, if we get changes with that. So I'm gonna need today's stream and Monday's stream to like test stuff from this latest OTA, and then we have Dakin releasing plus a patch, so earliest viewer submissions is like end of next week at the earliest. Let's try one more ladder match, but if we keep running into more Destroy, I'm gonna go play Conquest. Yes, we're scheduling a patch on Tuesday the 8th. Oh, and the ladder resets, you drop down to 70. 70 is the highest you start from, seeing seasons where it was bugged.
Opponent snapped.
I need to get debris into absorbing me and debris. Come into it. Remove deck on Cud Lunge, sure. So we'll do this and kick rocks up here and here. So we'll go magic into Viper U in the middle, because the silk will move and then Viper will kick across one of these rocks. Hey, King Chip, thanks for the brand new Prime. I appreciate that. Classically trade Viper, yes. She's very good at what she does, chat. So if I play Hood here, it moves Silk over to the right. And then I have Demon plus Hazmat to play on the last turn. It's a shame we didn't draw Carnage this turn to eat the center. So it's kind of sick, huh? We beat the move deck on Kunlun. Just totally cluttered and ruined their day. Sick game for us.
Victory.
What's better, Gold Rock? Like, that's true. They're both kind of gorgeous. The Gold Rocks and the Ink Rocks. I actually low-key love the Rainbow Stardust Flare. That's the border effect on these. Yeah, 14 power hazmat here is pretty sweet. This deck's been super fun. This is definitely going to be one of our highlights. This was an older deck that we had played in the past before Magic and Absorbing Man both got buffed, and good golly does it love both of those buffs. Oh my god, if they're not a Killmonger deck, they're so dead. And a Giving Mood opponent. I actually don't need to draw any more cards this game to win, I don't think, so. Good luck, Godspeed. Oh my god! They waved us! They waved us into the Machine World Widow Bites. Holy shit, what a psycho. This works every time. My mama didn't raise no coward, shit. My mama didn't raise no coward.
Opponent snapped.
Oh, they have priority here, which means they get to play the bites out over here, right? But if they can't play the bites out over here, because then I win, right? So that's fine. And then I go Demon, Hazmat. Yeah, I think I want to go Iron Fist first, so I put the most stats over into here. We might only get one Demon, that's true. That's fine, though. Well, I mean, that's... Yes, that is a legal Marvel stat play that you have made. We're gonna put that -6 here, so we'll be up by 14. Rogue or Enchantress can get us, but otherwise we're fine. I bet this is better for us than it is for them. Rip. Punished. That's good for us too, though. Need to find Mr. Cage. Oh, gross. All right, chat, we're gonna draw Mr. Cage next turn. I can feel it, okay? No joke, that's actually a very good draw, right? What am I eating, though? Yeah, they can move Jeff, so I need to put stats into the center. I think this is it. When your Rodents are only 2 power, they might have Maximus, I guess. Nope. The old -5 beating -14. A tried and true classic. Come on, Afterthought. Thank you for the 32 months. Appreciate it. Welcome back. Yeah, this deck's been just a highlight reel this morning so far. Easy content. But I'm glad we started here. This has been fun. I'm pretty sure this is card for card, something we played like 4 or 5 months ago. It's just Luke Cage has been buffed, Hood's been buffed, Absorbing Man's been buffed, Magic's been buffed. It's like all the cards are just better than they were previously. The Daredevil makes me think I should be playing around Galactus. No, they're just cooking, okay. This entire deck is Series 3. It is all Series 3, isn't it? Oh, they're a destroy deck with Juggernaut. Weird. Yeah, they could be a Phoenix Brew. It's a good show. Too much sweating in the proving grounds recently? No, the queue times are just long. I think most people are done with Conquest at the end of the season. They're playing a real pile of cards. They are just, in fact, a weird Galactus deck. I think this wins, right? Yeah. Almost triples them. Okay, so our initial read on Galactus was correct. Just had some weird cards in the middle. We don't play Weird World games in this house, chat.
Escaped.
If y'all potentially having a Hooglandia guild in Snap, I think guilds are probably a year plus away. I think we'd almost assuredly would make one depending on what the size limit is. A lot of the times guild systems cap the sizes relatively low. I was surprised when they announced guilds in 2023. Seems like a relic of the past. Social features are something that's pretty common inside of games like this. Guilds in mobile games are frequently used as engagement drivers. They, like, you know, they like make you want to play catch up with other people. They'll like put something in there like you need to do to help your guildmates so everybody gets a reward, stuff like that. It's keep people clicking on their phones type system. Have you been sort of brewing ideas with Dakin or not yet? I actually just finished recording a video last night that was 7 deck ideas for Dakin.
Opponent snapped.
I'm gonna leave. They're playing Galactus or something stupid. Wave makes their hand awkward. Yeah, I assume if they put guilds out, depending on what the size limit is, we'll probably have a few dozen Hooglandia ones. Yes, Dakin's the next season pass card, and I genuinely think Dakin is the most exciting season pass card Marvel Snap has maybe ever had. It has so much potential. More than OG Zabu. Yeah, I mean, if you look at OG Zabu, there weren't that many decks that it went into, right? Like, it was really good, and the decks it was in were strong. The build-around requirements that this one's going to potentially have, I think, are super interesting. Hey, hazmatting. I think I am. Well, this is probably the best draw in our deck. Yeah, there's a good chance Cage is in their deck, which is why I just played the Hazmat out proactively here.
Opponent snapped.
Yeah, that's the ladder. Who cares? We're playing with house money. But no one was surprised, bud. Literally just played Hazmat out as a 2-2 because we needed to fill the curve. Outside of Hazmat decks, any other good combos with Absorb Man? So the problem with your statement there is asking if there are other good combos with Absorbing Man implies that the current combo we're playing with Absorbing Man is good. And I think I may take issue with that idea. I'll play Ironheart second so I can Absorbing Man here. Perfect. We get to Slam, AM, and then Odin this pile over here next turn. There's a world where we get Scarlet Witch tier, but I think that's unlikely. Absorbing Man with Brood. If you're looking for a top competitive deck to try Absorbing Man, I think Absorbing Man inside of Surfer has a lot of potential. Assume we're dead. Oh my gosh, we lost by 1. Nice cheese. If you Absorbing Man a Brood, the Broodlings cost 3 still. There'll be 5 power, 3 energy Broodlings I can buff by Surfer. That's a good call. I could have played Odin and then Absorbing Man the Odin. I'm not used to having that extra turn in there. Yeah, we'd have won with that, right? Yeah, good call. Chat's right. We got cheese, but I could have played around it. Good call out. Solid start here for us. Decrocia is a great location. Rude. Can I draw Viper, please? Your finest Vipers, please. Think of this. Think I'm into it. Think I'm into it. We do this, and then we go Hazmat into Absorbing Man into Odin. They are a Wong build. Rip. As you will put it. As you will. We lost to the Onslaught Citadel here, huh? Ooh, we were dead regardless. Yeah, like I said, I think if you're looking for the top competitive deck to play Absorbing Man in potential, I think this is it for sure. Sorry, these are real big numbers even without the Citadel here to boost them more. Not to mention the curves where you go Brood into Absorbing Man. Get a bunch of 3s out that way. It's funny, I had someone commented on my OTA review, they're like, just giving Absorbing Man enough power isn't good enough, they should make it a 3 cost. And I was like, they could not make Absorbing Man a 3 cost in a world where Surfer exists. Just not a thing you could do. Ooh, that's fun. Hey, Green Goblin for now. Give them a chance to deal with the Mindscape rather than me doing it proactively. It's pretty deeply unfun, so leave. I don't feel like playing a Mindscape game.
Escaped.
Yeah, I'm just playing ladder. The queue times in Conquest have been really long the last couple of days, so just want to find opponents and play games. Pretty solid start here for the opponent. Wong's a great pickup for us. I think we vibed for now. Are we setting up a Hazmat Wong Odin path? I think so. Ugh. What a meeting. I guess that means... Well, I guess I can still do this next turn, and then Odin, and then Absorbing Man after. I guess that's the line. We're hoping to draw Odin next turn so we can Absorbing Man Odin on the Wong. Just make all the numbers go burr. One in 4 to draw that. Next best draw after Odin is probably Ironheart, and then draw Odin the following turn. Perfect, and they even have priority here. So all their cards come out, and then the Hazmat's trigger. Now, Absorbing Man Odin isn't a full infinite loop like they read. They stop at one point, but I don't know exactly at what point they stop. They get to trigger a bunch, is the TLDR. We do take priority here, which is a little unfortunate. That being said, this should trigger enough that they get super penalized here, and then we'll hopefully win here or here with the beast being pretty small. Alright, so the Chavez is starting at 5, so let's see how small she gets so we know for the future how many times Odin Absorbing Man on Wong works with Hazmat. Or I guess Beast is at 0 is a better tracker. That'll be easier to count. It's the ladder. It's 1 cube. Play your cards out. I need to know science. All right, 12 times looks to be the number. Negative 12. The classic 0 to negative 31 win on the right.
Victory.
Oh, negative 12 power beast. That one deserves a social media post, I think. I can only post to Threads from my cell phone though, chat. Come on, Threads, give us a desktop client, huh? Thank you for the 34 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Good morning, good morning. Chat, if you're not following me on Threads, you should be. It's great. It reminds me of when Twitter wasn't an alt-right cesspool. It's very pleasant. Actually moderate things like transphobic bigots. Thank you for the 34 months. Welcome back. They did do something. They've lost like 80% of their user base. What is that based on, Mao? I keep seeing people make claims like that, and they can't actually, like, there's no way that's a publicly accessible, like, they don't have an API, right? And there's no website for them to measure traffic off of. So, like, how are people measuring they've lost X% of their users? But no, so like, you posted an article, how is it being measured? Tell me. Did they transparently say, did they post that stat, or did someone else? I think Zuck said 50% drop off. Sure, so like I'm looking for a first-hand source. So like third-party things, it's not like they can measure web traffic because there's no website for it yet. Data market research firms. Yeah, so it's just like piss and fairy dust, right? Data analysis of what? Who's doing the data analysis? That's so like saying independent firms did data analysis still doesn't answer the question, what are they measuring? What are they analyzing? All right, let's switch decks up. We have a giant highlight reel with that last one. Here's some other fun deck ideas that I want to work on with the buffed cards. See some people using the cologne command. If you don't want to smell like piss, chat, Scentbird is here for you. When this company approached me, they're like, Jeff, we market colognes and perfumes that we make, and we help people figure out which smells work for them. I was like, boy, golly, do I have an audience that desperately needs to know your product exists. You've come to the right place. So if you're interested in smelling wonderful and potentially, you know, not offending other humans around you, check out Scentbird there. Are you saying we smell? I'm saying if you have to ask the question, do you smell, or you're offended by that statement, you might want to have some self-reflection. Because people who have no reason to be offended by that just get to laugh and shrug it off and say, that's not targeting me. But other people who are taking pause and being like, wait, is he talking about me? I got some bad news for you. Perfect use of the rank command, LOL. I don't know. I'm just incredibly skeptical of anybody saying they're estimating data without disclosing the information for something that doesn't have easily accessible data about. Like, to give you an example, there's like half a dozen different websites that claim they estimate how many subscribers Twitch streamers have, and I have literally never looked at one of those websites and seen an accurate representation of my own sub count. Ironheart Forge Jeff Brood. Nakia on the bar is kind of funny, isn't it? Is that the line? I think Nakia bar is the line, yeah. Especially with Black Panther here, yeah. Yeah, my latest economy video breaks down what you can expect to get from different levels of spending. The base of all the article is rumors. There's an interview where Zuck said, if you have more than 100 million people sign up, ideally it would be awesome if all of them or even half of them stuck around. We're not there yet. Sure. That whole concept of well, they lost some users, so they're doing something wrong, shows a fundamental misunderstanding of how those things tend to work, right? Like, it's expected when you bring in users to something that some amount of them are going to attrition out. That's normal.
Wakanda forever.
So it's kind of a sick game, huh? Giant Panther into Giant Absorbing Man? Is a Hela here? We might beat Hela here. See what they flip up. They discarded a bunch of stuff, and they only have 3 slots here. Infinite going middle is perfect. Yeah, sick.
Victory.
Can you still get new cards from Collector's Reserves? You can only get Series 3 cards from Collector's Reserves. I think Jeff is too good at 3 attack. I think you can't really nerf Jeff's attack without making it basically a 2-mana Nightcrawler. I think if you think Jeff is too good at 3 power, you should balance the other 2 drops around Jeff, not make Jeff worse. Are people calling for a Jeff nerf? People are always calling for whatever card they most recently lost to be nerfed. I'm just not gonna have enough space if I play this out, right? It's the problem. I also think Jeff's current power level is a symptom of the metagame in which we currently exist to a degree. It's extra strong because the Professor X decks are really strong. Let's go on, Uncle. I think the weirdest thing about the whole Atrix roping me in the Conquerors tournament is that I understand as another competitor that it was optimal for Atrix to run down the clock in my run. And I wouldn't even argue that he was wrong to do it. But it's right to point out that it was happening and that it kind of sucks that it was optimal, and pointing out that it was optimal for him to do that is an indictment of the rules and structure of the event more so than the actions he was taking as a player. But there's a bunch of fucking idiots on the internet that can't separate their enjoyment of a thing and their like of this content creator from my criticism of the action. Yes, I was not salty about it. I was not mean. I was slightly annoyed at the incentive structure that created that to be an optimal thing to do. But so many people are just so hyper-focused on, well, this is a personal slight that Jeff has done against this content creator that I like, when there was nothing remotely personal about anything that I said. But I will say, the way that their communities have reacted and the way that the one Italian streamer, the other Italian streamer has reacted to it, they've made it deeply personal. My social media accounts on every platform have been being brigaded by Italian content creators' viewers, being very rude and vicious for the last 3 or 4 days because of me pointing that out. Did you explain it? So here's the piece a lot of people are missing. When Atrix and I were playing our match, it was after the end time for the tournament. So whoever won our match was allowed to finish their run and play the last match because we were in match 4. But whoever lost was done playing. So the loser had no penalty for running the clock down because they couldn't do another run towards the 3-hour thing because we were past the cutoff. But whoever won that match got to finish their run and use that time to play towards the best time. So again, it was strictly optimal to play slowly and rope there because it was no penalty to them and it penalized my runtime. I'm gonna be greedy and try and Nakia over into the White Hot Room and then brew next turn. I'm gonna retreat against the Cosmo deck into our unrevealed deck.
Escaped.
That's not true, BJ Roth. The rope times were 100% counted. He's part of a very toxic community. I believe that if he was English speaking, he wouldn't have been invited. I was actually very surprised that he was allowed to smoke on broadcast for the official sponsored broadcast as well. I would have thought that that would be a no-no in 2023, promoting that during a sponsored thing. Yes, the time between games was not counted. The time spent in queue was not counted. Yeah, the comments about it's just a different culture you wouldn't understand, it gives me big vibes to like, Grandpa's not racist, he was just born in a very different time. It's like, yes, he was born in a very racist time. That's why he's a racist. Yeah, looks like Cerebro 2 here for our opponent. You're correct. Smoking and racism are not comparable. I'm just saying justifying promoting smoking as part of a culture has similar ties to justifying racism as being part of a culture or sexism as being part of a culture. It's still wrong no matter how you try and justify it. Why did they make Captain Marvel lower cost and power? To make her better, because she wasn't very good before. What are my Iron Lad hits? My Iron Lad hits are Absorbing Man, Nakia, Claw, Ironheart. I'm gonna do this. If we had Absorbing Man, the Brood's dead, but these other hits are pretty solid. Yes, I'm saying using culture as a shield is a bad argument. Hitting Claw is solid here. Our poor Jeff. Is this what people want Jeff to be nerfed to, chat? He needs to be a 3-2. Leave Jeff alone. All right, well, Chavez here. We have a move on this. They might rug pull the limbo, I suppose, so we should move this now just in case. What's going on, Socratic Phoenix? Thank you for the 28 months. Welcome back. I think we're good to go. I don't think they can get any more points into here. We'll claw the center just in case they storm it.
Victory.
Just in case they go like storm. I guess if they would have went like storm into brood, we could lose here. That would be 24. But otherwise we're good. Oh, just a regular brood claw beats, yeah. Yeah, they needed storm brood there. Or storm plus 2 cheap cards. A vibe on the Ant-Man for now. We can make it bigger with the Kia. We gotta wait to choose where we deploy it to here. We'll put Jeff into Fist Tower since he can't move there. What's going on, Skizzle? Thanks for the half a year. Welcome back. We We have a solid Nakia into Absorbing Man Nakia here, potentially.
Locked in.
I think we move Jeff. Try our best to play for here. Big Hawk Jet. This is hitting Claw, Brood, or Mr. Sinister. Most of those are good for us. Oh, I should have put Ant-Man on the right. Ant-Man on the right would have filled here, and then I could have played Black Panther somewhere as a big in. Probably dead here because of that mistake.
Wakanda forever.
Nice. It's a fun location for us. Guess we vibe for now. Hey, Croves, thanks for the third of a year. Appreciate that. Welcome back. If we do this into Mr. Sinister, into Absorbing Man the Sinister, maybe. Brood, Nakia, Jeff, Claw. Maybe just do this.
It's clobbering time.
Oh, my head. I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. I looked at the top card of my deck, and I talked about. I meant to play Iron Lad there. We would have even hit the Brood. We would have had 30 power from a Brood here. That's so sad. Oh, my brain is bad this morning. Nakia is the friend that we wanted here on this Iron Lad, though. Yeah, maybe I'm supposed to play for all three here. Although I guess Mr. Sinister would have lost the center to, I guess Mr. Sinister would have lost the center to that. Yeah, I guess if I would have played my Iron Lad instead of Absorbing Man on 4, like I intended to. I think we win this. Right. Drug the wrong card over. Why play Ant-Man when you can play Hawkeye? Because Ant-Man I can play after the fact, whereas Hawkeye has more strict sequencing requirements. This deck's very good at filling a path up with Brood and Iron Lad and Absorbing Man copying Brood, so... I'd rather have the flexibility to play it when I want to play it. Okay, Nakia into Absorbing Man by Nakia, into Panther, into Brood. That actually doesn't matter. Actually, here's an interesting question. Do I need to draw this turn? Or is my hand is set, right? Can I just skip drawing and have a 1-power Widow's Bite? I guess if I draw Ant-Man, I'm happy about it. I guess if I draw Ant-Man, I'm happy about it. Yeah, that's true. Playing this out makes their Hawk smaller. It's noteworthy.
Wakanda forever!
This is like 12 power from a Brood and 8 power from a Mr. Sinister, so it's like a 20 power last turn. We're getting Shang, sure. If they have Shang plus Hawk, I guess we die. Can I beat Shang on the right? Well, my deck only has 4 cards in it. Their Hawk is only worth 10 in the middle. So I only go to 12, and I'm going to 12 here as well. And then we win on the left. Because if they Shang me here, we're 9-9. In fact, maybe I just leave... Maybe I just leave Jeff on the left, actually. That's probably the play. No, they're 4-power Sinister shit. Quantum Realm only impacts base power. It leaves modifiers like Nakia. Panther is good with Nakia, and it's good with Absorbing Man occasionally. It's a pretty good hit with Iron Lad. Are there a Ronin deck? Well, we've got this covered by a country mile. That's an impressive setup for us. The Nakia, Absorbing Man Nakia into other stuff that benefits from having extra power feels really good. Yeah, Ronin Widow is also a non-bow. Their Ronin was smaller because they kept Black Widowing me. Shang-Chi's a scary card with this deck. Why is that? It kills exactly Black Panther and that's it? What's scary about it? Help me understand. I guess this is awkward for us. I wanna Brood into Absorbing Man by Brood, but the Brood dies at any of these locations. Yeah, I mean, if you were playing Conquest or cared about your cubes, you'd snap here, but we're just playing ladder games, so who cares? That's why you don't play the unrevealed location. I mean, the unrevealed location was literally the only spot they could play, chat. It was Death's Domain, Murder World, and then a face down one. They're correct to play right there. I'll play this out just in case they're a eroded deck, I suppose. And again, because the Brood died, I can't Absorbing Man in here, is noteworthy. Oh, I guess if I Mr. Sinister, same thing. Yeah, whatever. So they probably can't get into Death's Domain. So if we go Panther into Absorbing Man, my Panther, we're in a pretty good spot. Sad to lose, or what's it called there? Because Ant-Man would have been played out perfectly here. The curve this game is a good example of why Ant-Man's better than Hawkeye in this deck, for what it's worth. Because like Hawkeye, we wouldn't have had room to fit in, really. Whereas this, it clears just fine. So Absorbing Man's a 10 power thing here, which is solidly above rate. After Black Panther, which is nice. And had, you know, this get hit by Nakia or Forge, it gets even bigger than that. I guess it can't get hit by Forge. That deck seems straightforward and fun. I agree. Sitting on our Forge trigger. Zabu Broodling. Probably Surfer. This is 50% to hit Brood or Mr. Sinister. Surfer. Let's go. Let's go! Yeah, is it just Absorbing Man for 15 stats, though? Get some ladlings and some manlings. They could go Surfer Absorbing Man here. Pretty sure this is just the line. Yeah, look at us. Oh, you know, I should have played the Broods first because a single hit would have let us win the center. I wasn't thinking that we'd have had 7 versus 8. Yeah, this was a mistake in sequencing on my part. I should have played these Broods first because if one of these would have hit here, we'd have beaten this. And this was likely their line. GG opponent. Officially the most broodlings I've seen, yes. This does not work how we want it to, unfortunately. I think we vibe for now so we can Nakia both of these. That's fine. Rest of our hand solid. The problem with putting a card like Shang in this deck is that we have other stuff we want to be doing on the last turn, right? So Shang, generally speaking, is a... Shang is a turn 6 play. So we would need more good 1 and 2 energy things to do on the last turn to really make Shang worthwhile. Maybe Mr. Sinister and Jeff is enough. That was my thought process, at least.
Wakanda forever.
And I think I just assume they don't play for hero. We play hard for the center. I didn't play the Ghost out because we drew Iron Man, and I wanted to be able to play Ghost with Iron Man wherever she was most optimal on the last turn. Because, like, if my opponent had played into Aunt May's last turn, I might have wanted to play there. Whoa! Whoa! Give it to ya. GG, opponent. Tricky, tricky. Never playing around that one. I think if you wanted to swap Ironheart for a cheap disruptive card that you could play on curve, that would be fine. Any plans to play Hawkeye? I don't think so today. I think I've got a couple of decks lined up already. I think Hawkeye might be fine in like the stock-ish bounce deck. Bounce decks also, unfortunately, just like don't have super good metrics when I post them, so I'm not in a rush to get back around to those. I think these Absorbing Man and other highlights will probably perform a bit better. Bounce is a little overexposed. What on earth does that mean? Help me understand. I don't get it. It's not on order, actually. This Panther is going to be playable as a 14 power next turn. And then we'll have 5 power Ant-Man to deploy as well. Bounce is boring to watch. That's such a weird take to me personally.
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man here.
I think Bounce is singularly one of the most interesting and skill testing decks in Marvel Snap, in that it has probably the highest density of in-game decisions that any deck in the game has. Which also means it's really difficult for a lot of people to play it, so... Yeah, I think the likely answer is it was just very popular for a while, and it'll take a little while for it to go back to being like a novelty as opposed to a... Take a month or two. Since it was a best deck for so long.
Wakanda forever!
Wind, aid my hand.
It's how funny end on the right.
Victory!
Overexposed. Oh, is English not your native language, 3-Oct? I've literally never heard a popular deck be described as overexposed. So when you said overexposed, my line of thinking did not go to you're meaning it was too popular for too long. That is not how I would articulate that. All the decisions are going on inside. What does that even mean? Decisions are going on inside. If anything, there being more decisions gives the content creator more things to talk about. Maybe if the content creator is sitting there silently doing nothing, but like when I'm playing the bounce deck, I sit there and talk about everything that we're doing constantly. I think the easy answer is definitely that it was just the popular deck, so people are overwatching it is certainly the case. That Absorbing Man variant is super ugly. Wow. Well, I can't believe you would say that to my boy. He's coming for you. You better sleep with the lights on tonight. He knows where you sleep. He's coming for you. How dare you? He's coming to absorb, moisturize him. You talk about tech cards and combos with this deck. Well, there's no tech cards in this deck. As for combos, we have Nakia and Forge to add power to things, and we have things that benefit from having additional power. It is a truly hideous pixel variant. That is true. Good Omens is not a show I am familiar with. Personally, I really don't like the educational side of Snap videos. You are the average case YouTube viewer. Educational focused content is does very poorly on Snap YouTube. Which actually, that's actually, I think, the best insight. I think my bounce content is definitely the deck highlight stuff that I do that's most educational. So from that perspective, it makes a lot of sense that it does poorly. Because educational content for Snap consistently does poorly on YouTube. Actually makes a lot of sense. I never thought about it from that perspective. Go right!
Wakanda forever.
Go right! And then naturally this Ironheart will go right because we don't want her to. Oh, you know what? I should play Brood here. It's the same amount of power and it would force Ironheart left. That's what I should do. Small mistake here on my part. Like Scarlet Witch or something over here? Oh my god, we win the breaker by 1. That's hilarious. I mean, they had a plan here. They pulled it over to trigger the Angela and then put bigger kitty prides into here. Makes a lot of sense. Chat, if you think this opponent was a bot, that's why you're hard stuck rank 30. This was very much a human. They had a reasonable plan. They lost a breaker by 1 point. And you're just terrible at spotting bots, so you can't rank up because you can't spot them appropriately. It's also just, like, incredibly insulting to accuse my opponent of being a bot. It's like a way for you to say they're bad without explicitly saying they're bad. Don't do it. Super rude. Everyone better than me is cheating, and everyone worse than me is a bot. I thought this was universal. Yeah, also the bots don't play the bounce deck. There's a small subset of decks bots currently play, and it changes occasionally, but bounce has never been one of them. Our deck is a very unique collection of cards. Most of them are pretty good. Most of the cards in this deck I have inked and gold splits on because I've played a ton of them. Definitely not bad. I'd hope to draw Absorbing Man next turn so we can put some Manlings into the Baxter building. Forge. we do this, and then we go Panther here for 12 into Claw. Come into it. Crossbones. Opponent is cooking. Is Sarah a good addition to any deck? Yeah, one of the top decks in Marvel Snap consistently for the last year has been a Sarah control deck. Sarah is good because being a weak play on turn 5 helps ensure that you don't have priority going into the last turn, which means that you're more able to not have priority so you can play cards like Shang-Chi and Enchantress effectively in Killmonger. Sarah basically lets you mask how much power you're gonna have. By waiting a turn to play it out. There is strength in concealing how much power and how much you're going to be impacting the board until the last possible minute. Jeff lost the game of Marvel Snap, confirmed that he's a bot. Yeah, basically. Absorbing Man's a bad hit, but everything else is fine. Alright, well, we've lost the center. We do this, and then we like Chavez plus Ant-Man, right?
Opponent snapped.
We give non-boomers one extra cube to let their game play out to completion on the ladder because we don't care. We don't reward boomers. This deck's felt alright. It's novel. It's playing in neat combinations of cards, but I don't know that it feels particularly powerful. This might be one that we post a highlight with simply for the sake of it being kind of a neat combination of things, but I don't think this is one that I'd recommend based on power level so far. Yeah, it's got a lot of neat ideas in it. Yeah, the one kind of inherently powerful thing we're doing is definitely Nakia into Absorbing Man. Nakia. Whoa! gold Jeff with gold crackle. I am very jealous. Hi, Jeff. Do you have any leaks on when the housing market is going to crash? I do not. It's a shame the claw got porked, otherwise you might have been able to steal Atlantis.
Wakanda forever! Escaped.
Play something else for a little bit. I had a couple of highlightable games with that one, but that might be too weak to be worth recommending. Gosh. We'll play Miss Jones into the beer dimension. Just in case that turns into the miniaturized lab. Yes, it's been a long time. Like, we played a lot of Jessica Jones back in the day. She used to be a very playable card. We have a gold split for a reason. Really fallen off a little bit in recent times. Got a negative deck with a bad draw.
Wakanda forever!
Oh, I could have scammed them. Yeah, that was probably the line. I just wanted to play my Magneto chat. Explain the scam. If you storm Limbo, it ends the game on the spot, and it takes their cubes away, not giving them a chance to retreat. You think Jessica Jones could be a 4/6 that gets +4? I don't know. Getting bigger than 8, I actually think part of the reason why Rescue isn't a playable card is because she dies to Shang-Chi. Pushing a card from 8 to 9 or 10 is often a downside, the way Marvel Snap's metagame works. Yeah, I think if Rescue was a 4/4 that got +4, she would be better than she is now. Yeah, I think if they wanted to improve Jones and Rescue, I'd like them to be 3-drops. But they're also probably too good in Surfer at 3, right? With Vision and Marvel, we might realistically be able to contest the splitting. See what they do here. You ever foresee a nerf to Shang? I don't think so. I think at most you could maybe argue. I've been a proponent in the past of most tech cards in Marvel Snap probably have too much power. Actually, I actually think Shang-Chi's effect is pretty reasonably balanced and fair. It just probably needs to have a bigger downside when it doesn't hit something. Hushman, thank you for the 33 months. Welcome back. I think cards like Shang-Chi and Killmonger should probably have 1 or 2 less points of power. For example, Jeff. Jeff is not a tech card, no. When I say a tech card, I mean cards that interact with the opponent. Enchantress, Shang-Chi, Killmonger, even Luke Cage to a degree is a tech card. Although his power is probably fine. What did I give them? Jessica Jones and Enchantress? And a Luke Cage? It's just this.
Victory.
Has Jeff tried the stature deck with the new Marvel card? No, there's a bunch of... If you're looking for people that are going to be trying the stature deck with the new Captain Marvel, I'd recommend checking out Revis Marvel Snap or KM Best MS. They're both players that like grind best decks and have been testing that kind of stuff. Generally speaking, when a new card comes out or new changes happen, I try not to just update the best decks because there's plenty of other people doing that. When Negative Zone flips up, if we were playing for keeps, I would snap here. Because we have Luke Cage, but it's the ladder, so we're just vibing. Nothing to do this turn's a little bit sad. Like, we literally just don't have any of the cards in our deck. Serious System flips up when they leave. It's my favorite deck archetype to play. I really like the Kitty Pryde Angela decks. Decks get to play more than one card per turn. Tend to be the ones I enjoy. piece of candy. Cheaper. Sandman decks are like the inverse of everything I enjoy. This is actually kind of the Storm into Captain Marvel curve kind of feels good, right? Because it lets me commit more to her path, but also if they don't commit here, they get punished. Well, that's an interesting thought. Now, with the Zabu draw, do I do this? So I could go one of these next turn into Captain Marvel plus a 4-drop on the last turn. Like Marvel plus Shanger Enchantress. I'm probably not going to have priority going into the last... I'm probably going to have priority going into the last turn. This is probably not good. Play Vision to the left to explicitly avoid having priority here. Very rewarded for not playing Zabu, I suppose. And we just do this and then have Carol cover our bases. Higher, further, faster, baby.
Higher, further, faster, baby.
Victory.
That was clean. Yeah, being able to have Vision and Captain Marvel together makes it pretty hard for your opponent to read what you're gonna do. It's almost like we have a one-sided New York in a way. Is there a thematic reason why some cards are ongoing and some just have a static effect? Well, the ones that aren't ongoing effects. They're triggered abilities.
Wind, aid my hand.
I think we do this. Get Enchantress here, and if we end up needing more help in the middle, Carol can hop in later. Being able to play Captain Marvel plus a tech card on turn, on the last turn feels pretty solid.
Opponent snapped.
Hey, Aaron, thanks for the 16 months. Welcome back. New seasonal video is up. We'll pull that up here in just a second. We'll watch it. We'll watch it together here. Give me just a minute. They can play for here, so I'll just stack all my stats over here. I think they're just planning to win this with a Modok. Oh, you know what? They could be a Hella deck, I suppose, right? They do have a free Dark Dimension. Yeah, they're Hella. Okay, so we're probably dead then. GG. Hella deck's real good with a free dimension.
Higher, further, faster, baby.
Lower, closer, slower, Grandma. All right, we got a 6-minute update video here for the new season. Let's take a peekaboo, shall we? How's the volume on that? Is it a little low? Oh, browser's maxed. Weird.
Oh, snap.
Ooh, hey everybody, it's Ben Bro from Second Dinner. Listen, we had a dumpling mishap during the office luncheon. It set off a chain of events I'm currently trying to clean up. Long story short, our beloved mascot Fudd is big and hangry. This disaster is actually very appropriate for our next season of Marvel Snap, Big in Japan. Wow, look at that! It's this month's season pass card, Dakin. Now, Dakin is Wolverine's son, and after being abandoned by his father, he coated his claws with the shard of the legendary blade Muramasa, which is the only substance that can block Wolverine's healing factor. Now, in Marvel Snap, when you play Dakin, he adds the Muramasa shard to your hand, and when it's discarded or destroyed, it doubles Dakin's power. You can use Moon Girl or a location like cloning vats to create extra shards and double Dakin's power multiple times. Wow, Fudd! Hey, swords are not part of a balanced diet. Okay, I'm gonna need some backup. Nice! Check out these awesome new mech variants. Iceman mech, Magneto mech, and Dakin mech. That's a lot of... Whoa! Sorry, didn't see you there. Oh, look at that! There's some more new cards that are launching this season. That's X-23, a female clone of Wolverine who learned how to use her powers for good from her surrogate father, Logan. Now, when she's discarded or destroyed, she regenerates at a random location, and you get +1 energy next turn. Now, that's great with a card like Deadpool because the extra energy lets you play Deadpool more often. You can also play Hulkbuster on X-23 to get even more value out of cards like Venom and Null. And there's Silver Samurai. Silver Samurai is a Ronin who can focus energy from his body into his sword, allowing him to cut through almost anything. Now, when Silver Samurai reveals, each player discards the lowest power card from their hand. This card is super good with Swarm, Wolverine, the new X-23, or Dakin's Muramasa Shard. Silver Samurai can be used to enable cards like Stature and Ghost Rider. Or you could try combining it with Calling Wing and Black Cat to make a small ball Hella deck. Oh man, and Lady Deathstrike. She's a cyborg who can stretch her adamantium fingernails up to 1 foot long. She's a living weapon. When Lady Deathstrike is revealed, she destroys each card in that location with less power than her. Use Forge, Nakia, or Shuri to raise her power and destroy more cards. You know what's super rude? Combo this with Arnim Zolo to destroy almost every card your opponent has played in this game. Whoa!
There's some sweet combos.
Watch it, buddy. It's not safe here. Brilliant! It's the new locations for the Big in Japan season. Hopefully these citizens can make haste and escape danger at Yashida Base. At the end of the game, destroy the last card to get here. And Valley of the Hand. After turn 5, your destroyed cards revive here. FUD! That's not a low-carb diet, it's swimsuit season. I'm sorry, old friend, but it's time to end this. We have so much cool art coming to the game this month. Here's a sneak peek. We've got mech, kaiju, anime variants, and more. If I don't survive this, just a reminder that we just revamped the Marvel Snap development roadmap with some exciting new updates. We're so close to launching on Steam. Check it out at marvelsnap.com. Let's do this! Ah! Oh, right. You also eat swords. Oh, he's finally full. I probably should have tried that sooner. For everyone flying to Germany for Gamescom next month, make sure to stop by the booth. We'd love to meet you in person. And for everyone else, thank you so much for playing Marvel Snap. Hope you enjoy Big in Japan, and let us know how you like it. Bye, FUD!
See, chat? I watched the video all the way to the end, so I clicked the like button.
Do I get to keep this
Be
suit?
like me. Here's a link to the video if you want to watch it yourself, or click the button yourself. I wonder, the order we got the cards in here, is that going to be the release order? So they showed us X-23, and then they showed us Silver Samurai, and then they showed us... And then they showed us Lady Deathstrike. So, again, for people that aren't familiar, they didn't mention the series here, and the leaks have been wrong in the past. So, again, there's been once or twice where the data mined order of the card releases was wrong. And that when this video dropped, it reordered them. I'm gonna ask in my contact group, can we get confirmation to share about which cards are starting in which series and the release order for cards in August? It wasn't explicitly mentioned in the video. All right, I'm gonna find out. Hopefully they'll give me something that I can share, but I'm gonna ask my contact that. Yeah, ton of the new, where are the variants at? They scrolled kind of quickly. So we can grab a screenshot of those. And Magneto's kind of sweet. Hobbit, thank you for the Prime. Appreciate the support. Was it near the beginning? We had these two. There was one where they showed a bunch of the ones with, like, the anime bundles and stuff that were coming too, though. Iceman solid. This is the season pass variant. This one on the right. Tyquist, thank you for the 3/4 of a year, by the way, right? It was towards the end. That's what I thought. It was before the sword bit. Oh, here it is.
Here's a sneak peek. We've got mech, kaiju, anime variants.
So I believe data mines say Black Widow and Spider-Man are in a bundle together, and Captain Marvel and Storm are in a bundle together. I'm missing something. Okay, Marvel Snap's already on Steam. Perhaps when they mean PC launch, they mean their own launcher. So by PC launch, they mean no longer being in early access on Steam, Hobbit, and having a proper PC widescreen UI. So the existing Marvel Snap PC client is literally just a copy paste of the mobile client that's missing some features actually. So I personally am looking forward to the full PC release for sure. Full Hardy Dragon, thank you for the 2/3 of a year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Great, let's get our game audio back on and hop back out of some more games with this one. I did see they updated some of the bundle pricing. I plan to do a new bundle video after the patch on the 8th, just in case there's more stuff that comes out of that. Our deck does have Luke Cage in it, so I think I'm going to err on leaving Necrotia alone, and we'll Storm Karmartage here, cut them off of any doubled effects they might have. Do you know how much the weekend missions for Mirage will be? No, we don't know those until they happen. Man, filling our curve nicely here. Are you excited to make a new stream overlay for the PC widescreen UI? Yeah, I mean, my current overlay has some things that aren't pixel perfect, and I've actually just been like waiting to fix them, knowing that the new PC client's coming. Oh, you know what? I should probably vision left, so that way I don't have priority going into the last turn. That's a good shout. Magento here, will be pretty solid, pulling their Deathlock and Darkhawk into the Flooded. Wait, I think we just do this, right? Do I want to just full hedge the left then? I think I want to just full hedge the left then. Because Carol will be able to get even bigger here. Magneto is so good against this deck, chat.
Higher, further, faster, baby.
This deck is the reason why I have Magneto at my top end. Just so powerful on the last turn. Also very good with Storm, because like you pull their 3s and 4s out of the Storm path. But in general, just completely bullies this archetype. Yes, I believe the Magneto and Iceman variant are the other two in the upcoming season pass, along with Tekken. Will Jeff go from pull 4 to pull 5 soon? No, we have no idea. Probably not would be my assumption, but there's been no communication on series downgrades. They are no longer, they told us they will tell us series downgrades 2 weeks before a patch hits moving forward. So don't expect more notice than 2 weeks. And the next patch is coming on the 8th, meaning the soonest Jeff could downgrade is 4 weeks after the 8th, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, which would be the 5th of September. And if it's downgrading on the 5th of September, we would find out around the 20th of August. There was a comment in the dev Discord explicitly about there being technical and UI limitations to letting people choose which border quality they have on their cards. What I'm about to say is speculative past that, but I also wouldn't be surprised if they're apprehensive about letting people choose the border on their cards for fear of it costing them money. Because I would bet that I would bet that people would spend less upgrading their cards if they could just choose whatever they wanted for the baseline. TLDR. From the profit side, I'm not sure doing that makes sense.
Wind aid my hand.
Booster magnets has been scrapped / paused for the time being. If I could choose the border, I'd be more inclined to upgrade cards I'm not upgrading now. Yeah, maybe. They could also monetize border choosing, like you have to spend credits or gold to choose your borders. I could see that happening. Could this be lose the Baxter building, win the game angle? We could like slide vision right and then play the pig on the left. What do we think of this? Just not contesting the middle? Because they'll go to 8 here, and I'll go to 2 up to 10. Lets me avoid like a Shang-Chi in the middle. Yeah, I think this is the line if we play. This is a competitive deck. I mean, I have no idea the answer to that question, Dev. This is not an established good metagame deck. It's a deck idea that I'm trying with cards that were buffed that we've played for 30 minutes. You should assume, unless I'm playing a stock metagame deck, that it's probably a brew. It's most of what we do here. Leave Vision mid like Captain Marvel fly right. Captain Marvel flying right doesn't win the game if I lose Baxter building, Tindera. A Zabu into Enchantress here, probably. We try out Cerebro 4 or 5 after the boss. I'm putting a priority on playing decks that I think could be competitive first, but we will get to bad decks like Cerebro 4 and 5 eventually, for sure. the slander. You can't play your first card here. You're not my real dad. Tell me how to live my life, Morag. If the baby land shark does what he wants. Enjoy your lizard buff, Super Skrull. You let me know how that's working out for you, huh, bud? Like with Carol covering left and right, this should be more than good.
I still believe in heroes.
Higher, further, faster, baby. Clean. She feels really good at 4 energy, chat. I have actually already talked with Loopy Fist and am intending to raid him when my stream is done, Bionic. Yeah. It's great to see community members doing good stuff with their reach. I plan to chip in a few dollary dues when I raid him later as well. St. Jude is a wonderful organization. They make sure people get taken care of regardless of the family's ability to pay or not. How healthcare should be. If you care about sick kids. I'm a dirty, filthy liberal. I care about sick kids. God bless America. Actually just run every card that's too expensive while also not drawing Zabu. The odds on a draw like this are just so low. I'm gonna play Jones to the left. And then, like, Vision to the right. Well,
Iron Man.
I wanted to be able to move Vision into here. And I can't play him here, and I don't want to play him here. Guess we just do this.
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man here.
I think we're dead here, unfortunately. Although I guess if they move Jeff to here, they're tying my Jessica Jones here. We're pulling that middle. We're pulling that middle and then Carol covers the left. Oh my god, we won this game. That's so sick.
Higher, further, faster, baby.
Higher, further, faster, baby. What if your cards weren't where you played them and my cards went where I needed them to at the end of the game? That'd be all right. Seems great. This is an old school deck. Yeah, this style of deck is one that I loved playing like forever ago in Snap, but it just kind of got outclassed. And I think Magneto is well positioned in the metagame into all of these Darkhawk decks. And Captain Marvel and Vision both work well with what this deck is looking to do. It's kind of sweet. And obviously we have a couple of new flavors with like Jeff and Zabu in here too, but the core is very similar to like what I used to play forever ago when Snap first released. It would be OP if Captain Marvel could get into Professor X. Nah, I think that would be a healthy change for the game. I think Professor X is kind of a toxic card. I don't think most people would mind if there was more counterplay to him. Gosh, Raheem is solid. Got me. The old Killmonger Quinjet deck, chat. That's some Twitch chat level deck building right there. What about Rescue instead of Jessica Jones? I think Rescue is worse with Storm. Is the TLDR. Rex is unfortunate. Hopefully this Cosmo messes him up. Got him! He's so good, chat! This might be the most underrated card in the game right now. No cap. Like, just, his utility is just superb. Speaking of things that are superb, by the way, chat, I do need to take a minute to mention our sponsor for the stream this week. You've seen the command getting used in chat, ! Cologne. If you're wondering what that is, Scentbird reached out to me about sponsoring the channel, and I was like, boy golly, do I have viewers that are a perfect match for picking up some of your products. So they have a range of wonderful scents that you can pick up on their site. You get a handy dandy little bottle like this one sent to you every single month. It pops inside of this case. That way it travels nicely with a little twist lock on it so it doesn't accidentally spray out when you don't want it to. If you're not sure what kind of scents or colognes you personally would be into, they have a wonderful thing that gets you started here with a quiz, asking you different questions about which type of scents you prefer. You'd also just browse on their website here for which different smells are available, as well as what goes into those. I can't pronounce some of these, chat. What is this? Inito, Parfums, someone please help an ignorant American out here. Can we get the phonetics of this one in chat? Oh, this is one of the ones they sent me, Homage. They have that one on one of these. They sent me Inito, The Modern Gentleman, and Homage. So I can pronounce one of the three that they sent me. So let's we're batting about average for an American, I think. That's true too. If you're not sure what type of scents are good for you, your significant other is probably the one that's going to smell you the most frequently. You could have them weigh in on what would be ideal to be around. It's just a Harry Potter spell. I don't know about that one. Oh gosh, I didn't realize there were more as we scrolled down, chat. I'm losing my percentage on things I can pronounce feels like it's plummeting the further we scroll. Etat lebre d'orange. Is d'orange how you get the end there? A little bit of apple and honey with some akagala wood mixed in there. Aita. Look at that. I'm getting a cultural lesson on how to pronounce words. Juliet has a gun. See, I can pronounce this one, chat, because it has the word gun in it, and I'm American. This is... All right, if you wanna check them out, you can check out Scentbird here. Let's go ahead and win some more games with Carol, shall we? This deck is exactly the type of stuff. This deck is exactly the type of stuff I love playing in this game for sure. So if this deck ended up being somewhat playable in the long term, I would be very pleased with that. Annoying. Think of Nebula instead of Iceman for the Storm synergy. I don't know if we necessarily need that added on there. Well, can I compete here? I don't know that I can compete there. I don't know. I also don't know that I want to lock 2 locations here, so I think I'm just storming Kiln.
Wind, aid my hand.
How would this do in Conquest? I think this is exactly the style of deck that tends to be very reasonable in Conquest. It has good tech cards. I don't think we get hosed by any singular cards our opponents can play. I think this one checks a lot of the boxes you want to check in Conquest gameplay. I suppose part of me wants to marvel in the middle, but I also don't want to have priority going into the last turn if I can avoid it. Magento can win us the Flooded on his own. I think I'm just doing this. What does this do? Let's assume they move vision, center, or right. This would put their lizard to 1, which would mean they're at 8 here. And then they'd be at 19. And I'd be at more than 19. I think there's a chance this wins the game. I think they move Vision and they play center. I need to grab Typhoid Berry here. No, even that doesn't quite do it, right? Because Marvel can't move.
Faster, baby.
Yeah, their 0 got us. That's unfortunate. Scheme. Need them to not have the extra 1 to fill in here so we can pull the Sauron out as well. Hey, Syllabi, thank you for the 3/4 of a year. Welcome back. Appreciate it. Because Captain Marvel did not beat the Vision on the right, unfortunately. Oh, I forgot Cudlin was buffing them. Yeah, good call. We were just dead then. Yeah. I would have needed to put Carol in the middle so Carol could jump left to get +2. Good call out. No, he has a border effect that's just subtle. It's blue particles. A link to the collector mid-range deck Jeff was playing earlier. Yeah, it's actually the highlight up on my YouTube channel this morning. Link to that one's in the video description there. Man fixed our curve, yeah, kind of. Draxamu, cooking. Play middle in an attempt to throw priority.
Neighborhood Spider-Man here.
I think I like this. I think I like this. Well, we grab Drax here, and then Carol jumps left to cover us. Having control over where our things go and where a number of their things end up at feels so strong at the end of these games. Just like, what if we just like get to manipulate the entire board in a way that's profitable for us? The best possible split combination. Excuse me. I definitely love the gold with gold crackle and inked with white crackle are my 2 favorites. Do we choose to upgrade my Marvel yet? Still no, only 34. To show those off here for a second. Chavez and my Beast are my 2 favorite splits in the game. This is gold with gold. Inked with white. Inked with black is also solid. It's two of my favorites. I spend gold to upgrade my cards when they add that feature. It depends on how much it is. So room for Polaris. I just don't think Polaris fits over any of the cards we're currently playing. I don't think I want fewer than 5 things that cost 2 or less, and I don't think Polaris is better than any of my 3+ cost cards. How long do those 2 take me? I usually don't resplit cards once they hit inked or gold for the first time, so I just got pretty lucky with those ones early. advantage does Lizard have over Polaris? It plays on curve better. So Lizard plays on turn 2 proactively, and you can play Lizard on turn 5 along with a 3-drop from Zabu. Like I said, I think in terms of being able to spend your energy efficiently early, you need at least 5 things that cost 2 energy or less. You don't want to be playing nothing in the first 2 turns of the game in a deck like this, I don't think. They could Reality Stone our Flooded, but we play this here.
Wind, aid my hand.
Now, because I have Vision and Carol to potentially cover the center, I think I'm just gonna Enchantress the right, honestly. Maybe I save her as a tech card. Yeah, let's Jessica. This is where they're likely to Professor X. Yeah, but big ol' cup I get fucked, buddy. Then with that Soul Stone there, I think we just put these here. And then next turn I can Marvel plus Enchantress on the left.
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man here.
We lose to Dr. Doom, but that's not a super common card in their deck, so I don't think I'm playing around it. We got by Claw. That's true. Claw's a card they play sometimes. Alright, lose to Doom. They get to move Jeff into the middle. Okay, and then we won the coin flip on the blue marble here.
Victory.
We had coin flips with the Jeff. So if our Jeffs went to the same location, we won. If our Jeffs went to different locations, they won. Yeah, I think letting either Vision or Captain Marvel, one of the two, get into Professor X would be a nice change for the game. See who ends up middle here. Maybe I should Lizard there, actually, because of the potential for Storm to drop. Well, I guess if Storm drops, we have Marvel and stuff to get in there after the fact, so it's probably fine, depending on what they get from Sakaar. Gave Vision Jeff's ability. Yeah, that's probably too much. It's a Sarah control deck, it looks like. I'm just gonna count on Captain Marvel and Magneto to win me the flooding. Just try and play for Xandar here. Oh, this puts Jones into Shang range. Yeah, that's a good call out. Yeah, I didn't think about that. I guess we just died to their Shang-Chi then. So it'd be a retreat angle in a conquest match. Here we ship it and rip it.
Victory.
And the Captain Marvel boosters just do not want to come this afternoon. Alright, where are my Marvel boosties? I think my next split will be my 5th or 6th split on her, so we have chances for lots of good ones. No Absorbing Man in this deck. Why would I want an Absorbing Man in this deck? Just to like play more tech cards? I don't think we need 2 Shang-Chis or 2 Enchantresses very frequently. I apologize for making you go into Twitter, Lizard, but you're the best suited for the task. Take it on the chin. I believe in Magento, chat. I believe in Magento.
Higher, further, faster, baby.
Because their Carol came down second. Rip. For people that aren't familiar with this interaction, the way the end of game effects work, who's ever Captain Marvel came in second checks last. So basically what happens is my Captain Marvel checks first and says, hey, we're winning the game and I don't need to move, so she stays where she's at. And then theirs says, oh, I'm losing and can move, so it moves. I probably should have played to the out of drawing Magneto for the negative zone and put Lizard somewhere else. I mean, if Captain Marvel is played after an opposing Dracula, it moves. Yes. So all end of game effects take order in the order they were played in the game. So Dracula versus when Captain Marvel check depends on which one came into play first. Except for Invisible Woman. Invisible Woman is like after the game has ended, basically. I think she's worded slightly different. Okay. We have the power. Ooh-hoo. Charging Malazer. We're gonna Galactus this mid, maybe. If I play around Galactus or anything that's not Galactus, it's pretty bad for me, so as is often the case, pretending Galactus doesn't exist is optimal here. Saps, thank you for the third of a year. Welcome back. There isn't really an established Electro deck in the metagame, so could be anything. In fact, I think I would wager Electro Nimrod is probably the most common, but obviously could be Galactus too.
Wakanda forever.
Yes, that too. Plus, it's the latter. If it was Galactus, we could just leave. It's a good, very, very good take. And they can't Arnim Zola this turn, so we have priority now, and we just pull Electro into the center, right? And even if they successfully manage to hit, we'll just like Shang-Chi the Panther over here. This is the best Captain Marvel deck. The best Captain Marvel deck is probably just taking the stock Stature Black Bolt deck and putting Captain Marvel in over your least favorite card. Because that deck is already good and plays Zabu. Jeff ignores the Electro limitation. He does, yeah.
Wakanda forever.
Yeah, Fossy, this type of deck was one of my favorites to play for a long time, but it just got like super outclassed by other things that happened. But I think there's been enough little changes, and these buff to Captain Marvel and Visions are big improvements to it. It's felt really solid so far today. They could have an Absorbing Man for Arnim Zola here on the right and juke our Shang-Chi. I don't know that we could really play around that. Shang-Chi is better into Odin. Yeah, they got us. GG opponent.
Wakanda forever.
Higher, further, faster, baby.
They won the coin flip they needed to win, and then they had Absorbing Man. To everybody that's trying to tell me that we could have won that game by flipping the coin differently, yeah, I get it. You're right. I could have flipped a fucking coin. My statement stands. Take your actually pedantics and go away, please. Yeah, we lost to Absorbing Man, or we lost to Odin, and I picked to lose to Absorbing Man. It's like the TLDR. You tried looking into the future before you make a play. That is a strong suggestion that I will take under consideration. Nebula Thanos. It's not something you see every day. Why ladder? The queue times in Conquest have been long at the end of the season. I just want to play games. The Conquest medals aren't worth anything anymore anyways. And I don't really want to sweat as hard as Infinite requires me to sweat.
I am Iron Man.
I think queue times longer than it used to be last season. The queue times were slow at the very end last season as well, chat. Someone who played a bunch then. Marvel right through. I can't play Marvel right. I have a Zabu and there's a Crimson Cosmos. I think most people just like have most of the things inside of the Conquest rewards. They're just like biding their time waiting for new stuff to happen. I think it's likely Jeff will get a nerf at some point. I hope not. I think nerfing Jeff would be an incredible mistake on Second Dinner's part. I also think it's hard to make Jeff... I think if you put Jeff to 2 power, he's pretty mediocre. I think if they want to make Jeff worse, they should make Professor X decks worse. TLDR. Only nerf to Jeff I want to see is making him Series 4. Here, here. I think that would be an acceptable change. People are upset that Jeff is the best 2-drop in the game currently by a wide margin. A lot of people seem to think there should just never be a generic best in slot for things like that. It's a damn shame I can't Magento middle this turn. That being said, Vision into slide left plus Jeff might get us a dub here.
I am Iron Man. All systems go.
Alright, what happens if they double Surfer me here? They get plus 12, they go to 23, I'm going to 18, 21, we lose the double Surfer, we beat single Surfer. If they go Surfer, Absorbing Man here, if they go Surfer, Absorbing Man here, their Surfer is 4, their Absorbing Man is 5. That's 9, they get 18, they go to 24. This puts me to 16. This beats Surfer, Absorbing Man, and Surfer Wong. However, it loses to Mystique. I'm gonna choose to lose to double Surfer and beat double Iron Man. There's only one of those ones where someone tries to tell me I should play differently after the fact. Got me. This is just pretty much a pure coin flip scenario. I'm choosing to beat Mystique. Actually, honestly, nah, there isn't really one more likely than the other, right? I chose to beat Mystique and lose to Surfer plus Wong, or Surfer plus Absorbing Man. Oh! If I would have gone Magento instead of Jeff and the others, we'd have won. That's a good call out. I didn't count Wong. I counted Absorbing Man and the other one. You're right. Absorbing Man's probably not negative. Okay, so I should win this by moving Vision and playing Magneto. That's true. The buff to Absorbing Man means they're probably not playing it in this deck anymore. Yeah, that's your call. So I did mess up. I'm supposed to move the Vision, but I'm supposed to play the Magneto Center because Magneto Center beats this, and this beats Mystique. That's a good catch. Oh, we got Carol boosters though. That's nice. We're gonna put her to red border so she can be slightly more likely to get boosters.
Animated fray.
Almost collection level 24,000, chat. When I hit collection level 24,000, we're gonna do an all gold deck stream. Okay. Get some single levels. That was a hit mold. I have the what's it called mold though from the Spotlight caches. We're gonna continue to use that one. I have a few variants upgraded here. I'll do these later. I'm not streaming. Yeah, I agree with that, Duncan. There's actually a lot of good 2-drops right now. I think Jeff is the #1 slot by at least a small bit, but there's definitely a ton of good 2s at the moment. It was a good show. If you're playing in a more competitive mode, you would snap your Shang-Chi into the Monster Isle in a spot like this before your Zabu flips up. I'm gonna storm the White Hot room because our deck is just unlikely to be able to fill it.
Wind, aid my hand.
Wow, rude. Does Rescue ever have a home in a shell like this? I think Rescue dying to Shang-Chi while also being awkward with Storm probably means she's not good enough. I honestly think I would be more likely to play Rescue in decks if she was +4 instead of +5. My favorite comments from Twitch chat when talking about the power level of cards is when players are like, you know what would be a good nerf? Insert idea that makes the card unplayable. It's like, no, taking the card and making it unplayable is not a good nerf. Please stop. Carol's actually a lovely draw here because I get to Shang the middle, play her, kind of cover both. Actually, would I rather just Vision middle then? Do I need more than +5 here? There's no way they discard more than 2 cards this turn, right? Because they discarded their MODOK.
Higher, further, faster, baby.
Victory.
So, a big part of what I think makes Shang-Chi awkward, A big part of what I think makes Rescue awkward with her being Shang-Chiable is that a lot of the time when I'm building a deck that I kind of want to put Rescue into, that deck doesn't have a lot of other good Shang-Chi targets. And when you're thinking about building a deck into... When you think about building a deck into certain things, it's like, well, for Shang-Chi, you either want to blank the card or you want to give them multiple targets for it so they can't Shang-Chi everything. So the fact that, like, Rescue, like, puts a Shang-Chi-able card into decks that otherwise wouldn't really have targets for him is what's really problematic. I think making Rescue make herself indestructible when you proc her could be a sweet change. I don't know that she would be busted with that. You'd still have things like Shadow King that could interact with her too. She's literally in a suit of armor. Seems like it could be fine. Second Dinner has said that they will give us 2 weeks advance notice before a patch when cards are going to drop series. So because the patch is on Tuesday and they've not announced series drops, we can expect series drops to not be coming.
Escaped.
Yes, that's also true too. A deck like this one where we have like one target for Shang-Chi and it's Magneto, he comes down on the last turn, so your opponent kind of has to guess where he's going to be lining up, and you need to not have priority. Yeah, command for series drops is a good idea. Do you think Second Dinner should give Series 3 complete players something extra for the months where they don't get to collect a free Series 3 card? No. Fucking gamers always just want more endless shit for free. They literally just gave us a massive overhaul to the economy that greatly increased the number of cards that you get for free. By a very significant margin. And if you didn't see the numbers I laid out for that, I just posted a YouTube video talking about the economy where I run through all the numbers. Players often seem to make the assumption that giving people everything for free is a good thing, and that really just couldn't be further from the truth. What's it called? We're dead, Professor X and Spider-Man here, so I assume we're dead. Like, Runeterra Runeterra, the Riot card game, is like living proof that giving your players too much stuff for free is actively bad for your game. We should vision right in case we top check Jeff. Yeah, that's a good call. No, there aren't high resolutions available for in-game art haters. It's unfortunate. Actually have a shot here. Our play was real weak. Whenever I bring up Runeterra, people are going to bring up 1,000 other reasons why they think it wasn't successful, but I promise you their economy was a big part of why it wasn't successful. Carol!
Faster, baby.
Thanks, Carol. Here's the long and short of it, chat. Every single card game, honestly, every lifestyle game is going to eventually hit a point where the metagame sucks or you're annoyed with some part of it and don't feel like playing. If the economy of that game doesn't get players to at least continue to play a little bit, even when the gameplay is slightly middling, when players put down a game like any card game, they are just incredibly unlikely to ever pick it back up. So it's important that the economy create this psychological initiative to get players to continue at least engaging a little bit with their daily missions or whatever. So that way they don't completely bounce out of the game and then likely never return. And that's what having the economy that encourages you to keep playing does, right? It's like, okay, I know even if things aren't amazing right now, I can log in and do my dailies in my 10 to 15 to 20 minutes, and I get my currency and I keep building it back up for when they make things better. And like, honestly, with the OTAs, Marvel Snap hasn't had one of those low points in a little while, which is nice. But even when we do have low points, the economy is something that encourages people to keep playing. Just like, what is this fucking take? Yeah, Jeff, but if they buff a card that's in Series 5 and I want to play with it, I have to wait months. What fucking reality are you living in? What a dense statement. All right, Hulkbuster. That one's Series 3, right? What were the cards we buffed? Captain Marvel, Series 3. Vision, that one's Series fucking 2, right? This one's Series 1. This one's Series 2. This one's Series 3. Like, if you make stuff up to get mad about, or you get mad proactively about things that could theoretically happen in the future, you're always gonna have something to be pissed off about. They literally just buffed 5 cards, and none of them are even Series 4. Like, come on. Like, I get it. They buffed Ghost Spider and Phoenix in one of the patches, but in that same patch, they also buffed Magic, which was arguably a bigger change, right? Okay, so here's a fun fact about Living Tribunal. They buffed Living Tribunal after his thing happened. Did you ever stop to think that maybe they buffed Living Tribunal after more people had it because they finally had enough data that showed, hey, this card kind of sucks? Also, if you look at what actually happened as a result of the Living Tribunal buff, literally none of the Series 4 or 5 cards that they've buffed have ended up in top meta decks, right? Phoenix, what are the Series 4 and 5 cards they buffed in recent memory, while also buffing Series 1, 2, and 3 cards? Living Tribunal, Phoenix Force, Ghost Spider. None of these are in top decks in the format right now, right? They're all better. Actually, I actually think this one's worse, actually, because of the metagame shift. Ghost Spider and Living Tribunal are better, but they're not in top decks. They buffed a Nimrod, and Nimrod's better, but it's still not a top tier deck. Spider Ham kind of got buffed. Spider Ham is decidedly worse than it was before. And I don't know. It's just, if you're looking for something to get mad about, you're always gonna have something to get mad about, and just take your needless negativity and go away. I don't need it in my chat. There's so many other like real things to be mad about in the world that like creating conspiracy theories about how your card game economy is out to get you is so nonsense. All right, at any rate, it's Friday. I'm going to go ahead and bounce off for the day. I hope everybody has a great start to your weekend. Remember to take your conspiracy theories and shove them where the sun don't shine. You'll be a much happier person not believing in stupid nonsense like that. Everybody enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll have regular videos up on the YouTube channel every single day. As always, I'll be back Monday morning, bright and early, about 10 a.m. We have a new season rolling over Monday night. We'll be playing with Dakin all day Tuesday. We're supposed to get a patch on Tuesday as well that may or may not bring more card change with it. I imagine it will. Looking forward to what those are. Everybody enjoy the rest of your time wherever you're at. I am going to be